Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. And today is an auspicious day. I've got a song in my heart, an iced coffee in my hand, and Dungeons and Dragons on the brain. I am a Dungeon Master with no masters. Nothing can stop me, nothing can bring me down, but let us meet the wretched monsters that will test that. First up, it's James Thompson. James, who are you playing today?
I am playing Nyasa Nightweaver, a half-elf, half-dead rogue who just wants to talk.
Oh. Also here, it's Lisa Smizer. Hi, Lisa.
Hi there. I'm playing Gwyndiel, who was deeply surprised to discover that her armor class is fantastic. I'm a cleric. I would prefer not to fight, but apparently I can.
Also joining us, a relative newcomer to Total Party Kill, it's Jess Viator. Hi, Jess.
Hello. I am playing Briar Orahim, who is a half-elf fighter who is very close to being dead.
Yeah. Also here, it is Jason Snell, our fearless leader.
Hello, I am playing Nis, who is a lizard folk sorcerer, and she's mostly alive, so that's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And last but certainly not least, it's Rosemary Orchard. Hi, Rosemary.
Hello, I'm playing Denala, the high elf bard, who is surprisingly squishy but not dead. And is going to be attempting some heroics, possibly, which may or may not work out well. We'll see.
All right. And assisting me as often, our intrepid assistant to Regional Dungeon Master, helping me out, maybe even helping the players out, the one, the only, the available, Dan Morin. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Tony. I've got my controller here. I'm ready to play. So if we can just tell me which buttons to press.
Press F. For respect.
I don't have an F. I have a X, a Y, an A, and a B. Are any of those
You're
good? Okay.
Dan is the imposter.
All right. So I have actually introduced our players not in a random order, but in initiative order, because we are in the midst of battle, people. Our heroes have they are investigating strange occurrences in the town of Whitesparrow. An ancient long ago, I don't know, ancient feels a little bit mean, but ancient assassin by the title of Gloom has been murdering and abducting people in the town of Whitesparrow, including one Pennon. I always want to say Perrin.
It's Pennon.
Yeah.
Pennon.
It's Pennon.
Pennon.
I was
Perrin
confused,
sounds
too.
slightly more like a real name, but also maybe is not a real name. Pennon is a quality Dungeons and Dragons name. One Pennon Whitesparrow, nephew to Lord Marlon Whitesparrow, heir to the Whitesparrow crown. I don't know. At least keep to mayoral duties. Has gone missing, apparently having run afoul of this legendary assassin. Our adventurers have tracked said assassin, who apparently had been serving as a priest at the local Temple of Light for several decades, to a site in the wilderness known as Meteorite Rock. Guarding Meteorite Rock, or Magnetic Rock.
Magnet Rock, right? Magnet Rock.
Magnet Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry. Guarding Magnet Rock.
There are a number of names in the area. Everybody has different takes on it.
I am nothing but inconsistent.
Meatloaf Rock.
Guarding Magnet Rock is a quartet of surly-looking guards, well, mercenaries specifically, that you have engaged in battle after attempting to engage in subterfuge, as is your way. Things broke down. Let me just give you a quick, since we are jumping into the things in the middle of the session, give yourselves just a couple seconds to remind each other of what is happening tactically, who is in trouble, who has a plan, and then we'll dive into things. As I mentioned, I introduce you in initiative order, so it will be Nyasa, Gwyndiel, Briar, Nis, followed by the scouts, followed by Denala, followed by the two thugs, Heavy Wallace and Stony. So, who has a plan?
I was going to say, do we have a plan?
I
think we
think
do.
that I should mention that I have two spell. Like I can use two more spells, and I have both Healing Word
Today.
and
Total.
Heroism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that two spells for the day?
Yeah. So out of my 3 spell slots, I've already used one, but I can use Healing Word and Heroism. Heroism requires me to touch somebody, but it would then imbue that person with bravery. which
Ooh.
Good news
means
is
that
you
they
probably
gain
won't-
temporary hit points equivalent to my spellcasting ability,
Yeah.
which is 4. No, 2. 2. I think it's 2.
That's not
Less
as, not
impressive,
As good.
but they gain those 2 every turn until the spell ends,
Oh,
which
Well-
could be potentially useful considering the current strength.
yeah, I
of
mean,
our
the
you
group.
healing word may also be very important.
Healing
Yeah.
word is very
Yeah.
good because I don't have to be touching that person to do that.
Right.
Yeah. I think I cast a healing word last time.
You
'cause
did,
I
yeah.
was-
These
Yeah,
are,
I
these
think
are
We're
probably
taking a lot
the,
of damage.
These are
Yeah.
probably the
Yeah.
last people you'll have to fight in this entire adventure, right? So blow those spell
Probably.
slots now.
Certainly would not be anything horrible inside Magnet Rock or
Guarded by all
possibly
these
this
thugs.
With
or a
assassin.
legendary assassin.
And,
Yeah.
and there's definitely, no risk at all to potentially taking a nice long nap outside the rocks. So
Yes.
Yeah, well, poor
We've
Pennon
taken out
is
these
being-
guards.
Yeah.
Time to set camp.
he survived this long. He'll be fine.
Is that how kidnappings work? I think the first 24 hours are critical.
Nope. Every second you survive after you've been kidnapped, your chances of surviving grow.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Never go with an assassin to a second location.
You said it with such your kind of tech journalist voice, Jason.
I've done
You know?
this research.
I was like,
That's why I win all of those game shows where you have to
Put it this
lie.
way.
yeah, you didn't use your.
I bring
you didn't use
authority
your
and
total
it's all
party.
made up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
No.
appalled at the stuff that Pennon's been doing, so if he doesn't survive completely
Yeah, he is a
intact,
punk.
I'm not that bothered.
I just want to check
Stakes
in.
are
This
low.
is a good, like,
Let the man.
I'm more
What are-
concerned
what are
about the
your,
5 townspeople who
yeah.
might be murdered.
What are your alignments again?
I'm
Chaotic
technically-
neutral.
Yeah, chaotic good.
Decline to state.
Okay.
True neutral.
People feel like chaotic lets you get away with a lot.
Yeah, I know. They stretch that one far. True neutral, too neutral, Brian. Briar. You're like, there's already too many nephews in this valley. By one less, we'll bring things back into alignment.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can
Is he
see
gonna
where
be happy
Gloom's
in
coming
life
from.
without his best friend? Like, come
Bring
on.
balance to the force. Yeah, got
Could
it.
be
Oh, so
worse.
you might. So
You know, you can always
you
get
should just
new
murder him
best
outright
friends.
Yeah, you. In fact, by letting him die before he finds out that his best friend is dead, that's basically a favor, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
A lot of child death today.
Anyway, so what I was trying to say is also Healing Word is a bonus action for me. So technically I can do both Heroism and Healing Word in the same turn, aka my next turn.
Technically, you cannot though
you
because you
can't.
cannot cast 2 spells at the same time unless
Oh,
one of
darn
them
it.
is a cantrip.
And I would
Unfortunately, neither are cantrip.
Correct.
I would recommend you use the healing when we need it. I don't know about heroism. It sounds to me like maybe I don't know how much healing word is going to generate versus 2 hit
About a
points per turn.
D4 plus 2 probably.
Yeah, 1d4
See,
plus
that
2.
sounds better to me than heroism because
Well,
Okay,
that's 2
heroism
temporary hit
is an
points
every
every
turn.
turn.
I
thing
I
for
yeah, I
a
know.
minute, so that's good and bad.
Anyway,
What are our current hit point levels?
I've got 15 out of 15, but I only have an armor class of 12. So if something squishes me, it's gonna hurt pretty badly.
Yeah,
I'm at 2.
Always with you in the squishing. Oh, yeah.
yeah, but you're not near anybody,
So,
right?
Sounds like you guys have your strategy all set.
Yep.
I'm at 6 out of 15.
Okay,
So
so
I'm-
you probably need a Healing Word sometime soon.
I'm at 12 out of 21, so I think I'm
Yeah.
on the offense here.
Yeah, Gwendale and Nyasa are going to need some healing probably.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna see who they hit and what damage we can do to get rid of these guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
also
would
come
suggest
fairly
that-
late in the turn order, so
Yeah.
So, Tony, when
And,
you
you
asked
know-
if we had a plan, the answer is no.
No.
Nope. Just
No,
that's okay.
it's more
Dan's-
fun to wing it, right? Especially when
Dan's
you're
here to
fighting
help you
for
out.
life. Yeah.
I will just.
I have a
suggest,
plan.
you know,
Anyway, here's
tactically,
Gwendale.
it might be really good to take one of these interlopers off the board.
Yeah.
You have been kind of spreading the damage
Well,
around, which is not
Yeah.
always a solid
I have
strategy,
established
but it happens.
a witch bolt on Heavy Wallace, so I'm going to
Oh.
just be dealing damage to Heavy Wallace as long as I can.
Okay. And I mean, just some pro tip here: if you score more points, you will win the game.
Okay.
So
Thanks, Coach.
glad to
Get
hear.
back in there and win.
yeah.
Believe.
All right.
I watched a lot of
So-
football movies this year.
Nyasa.
So, am I and Stony Hammer far enough away from the magnetic fields?
Oh yeah, the magnetic field is pretty
Localized.
localized. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Nyasa, where are you? I'm looking at
I'm-
the
She's
game.
I'm like-
way up in the corner.
Way back.
I'm at the
Yeah.
corner in the sort of like, if it looks like it's going badly, I'm legging
I think
it
we
sort
call
of
this
distance.
the
'Cause I'm pretty
historical
close to
Gwyndiel
Stony
position.
Hammer. Wait, there's also Scout. Okay.
The
Yes, I seem to remember Nyasa beating a retreat to her eventually
Yes.
potentially avoid more damage.
Yeah.
Or provincially.
I am drawing a box that represents the magnetic field as
Thank
measured
you.
by your EMF sensors.
Oh, good.
Um,
Magnetometer.
Also,
Also, if one of you talked to a goose, did you know that geese can see magnetic fields? It's true.
They also have
I would
teeth.
not lie to you about geese.
Yes, they
Um,
have teeth on their tongue.
Geese well known for attending concerts by the magnetic fields.
And for every minute that a goose is kidnapped, it's better at sensing a magnetic field.
Who is
That's
kidnapping
not true.
geese?
Good job, we've been holding
Good
this one
slaw.
for quite some time then.
There's
Well, that's all we have
goose
time
laws.
for, everybody.
They have their own.
Yeah,
logo.
especially if you kidnap a Canadian geese, that's like a international
Ooh,
incident.
cross,
Yes,
across
according to
international
goose law,
borders.
it's very serious.
Yeah, bird law
We used
is
to deal
not
with,
be
like,
trifled.
bird
Goose law
FBI
is
agents.
especially intricate.
That's
Which
you have to
are-
call Harvey Birdman attorney at law at that point.
Yeah.
Just don't call the
right.
coyotes. They're the natural enemies of the Canada goose.
Well, James, we bought you a lot of time to come up with your perfect plan.
My perfect plan is going to be using a firebolt on a stony hammer. Is my plan.
Firebolt.
That's the theory.
All right.
I like
Are
how
you
it just
waiting
got
for me
really
to do
quiet.
something?
All, interesting.
Well, that's like, I did not know she could throw firebolts, but she
No,
can.
did not.
Oh, but
I'm
she
pleased to
can.
hear it.
Mainly, I'm
It's a
like,
good
well,
time
I
to
mean,
learn.
your character shows you holding a small ball of fire.
Yeah. But we this is supposed to be a surprise for the audience.
Okay. Also, why did you wait till now?
Because the daggers are kind of my signature move.
All right.
But at this
And they're
point,
great.
Does the firebolt have your initials on it too?
yes, it does. It does. It's like as the fire travels through the air, it just forms my initials and
Yeah,
then
got
hits
it.
the person.
Keep in mind that you are not probably able to deal sneak attack damage with a firebolt.
No, I know. But if I hide immediately after trying the firebolt, I might be able to next turn. That's also my theory.
So your plan is throw a bolt of fire and then be like, wasn't me, it was the other guy over there.
well,
Well, if they're busy looking at the initials,
Yeah.
it's quite possible
Fair.
that they would lose track of him.
Yeah, and I'm also like, I'm behind a tree,
all right.
and you can do a lot when you're
Safest
behind
place to
a
throw a
tree.
firebolt.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, shall I
The
throw a fireball?
tree is not
Yes,
affected
please.
by the fireball.
No.
You throw it around the tree.
It's a bolt.
I mean,
It's not
I've
a
also
ball,
been
so
throwing
you know it's
firebolts
got
and I'm
like
literally
bolts.
inside of tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
It's-
tree
it's a
has the
bog.
highest armor class of all of us.
Yeah, you're in a bog. Everything's very moist. It's not dry lumber. So
Yeah.
Just as
So-
well.
All right. After all that, 20.
all right, a
Show
20 will hit
That
Stonehammer or Stony
is-
to his friends.
Ooh, I need to find.
Also, you actually, I believe, Dan, remind me. I think that symbol represents that they're both raging, so people have
Advantage on their attack.
Advantage. So yeah,
Okadok.
but you didn't need it.
Which you did not need, yes.
Well, good to know. It's a D10 damage, and I have rolled an 8.
All right, Dan, I forget who does which things.
I can do damage to them.
All right, so Stony has taken a decent amount of damage at this point. He's
I am
already
great.
bloodied. He is having
It's looking a
bad
little
day.
chipped.
I'm
Yeah.
going to attempt to hide behind a tree.
All right.
And I'm assuming a stealth check,
Yes, that'd be.
Yes, please.
and that is a 20.
You are completely hidden from them.
Hurrah.
So sneaky.
It's a big tree.
Yeah, I will tell you, the scouts are very hard to hide from. They're like really good. They have basically heightened hearing and sight, but you are hidden from them. You are very hidden from Stony and Heavy Wallace, who are, I guess they're a little nearsighted.
No, they're
They're also
focused on what's
raging,
right in front
so-
of them, yeah.
Yeah, they've got tunnel vision. All right, Nyasa, you are done, right?
I believe so.
All right, Gwendiel.
Okay.
What would you like to do? So you are face to face with Stony and I don't know if we've met. This is Chris the Scout. I don't know
Chris
if
the
he's
Scout.
got like a little name badge.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right.
Has anyone even hit Chris the Scout?
No, he was going to be my project.
Mm.
It's good to have a hobby.
Sounds so promising.
It does. I'm trying to be in a positive frame here. I think.
All right.
So I'm pretty close to him, right?
You're right next to him.
I'm-
I think he's been stabbing you or attempting to hit you
Or
with
trying
a
to stab
sword.
me. So what I'd like to do actually is hit him with the Sacred Flame, because
Okay.
I like to be able to see my target better.
Is Sacred Flame? Oh, I think
It's a
that might be a
cantrip.
ranged.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
ranged
but it's
attack,
a-
though. You
But
can't.
it's fine because it's not an attack. It requires them to roll a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not a
Cleric.
ranged spell
Neat.
attack.
Well, I just rolled a 4 for damage for this guy. So
All right. So Chris has a chance to avoid taking 4 damage.
Yeah.
Chris gets to what kind of save does he make? Probably a dexterity, I'm guessing.
dexterity.
All right.
yeah.
Chris is rolling dexterity. Chris has rolled a pretty good 16. I think Chris evades the Sacred Flame.
Well, I guess my next plan is to use my mace and try and hit him.
What kind of action was doing your cantrip?
Oh,
Would
what
be
kind
a
of
full
action?
action, so
Yeah,
you'll have to
full
wait
action.
until
So that
next
was your
turn
attack.
for that.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
I can't do a cantrip and hit him
Nope,
with a mace?
they're both your
Nope.
action.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Okay.
So yeah, just to establish, so like your big guys
Uh-huh.
are these are Heavy Wallace and Stony are thugs. They're big
Yeah.
lumbering guys with
Mhm.
they've got maces. The scouts, Chris and Arnor, are a little bit more
Okay.
kind of nimble, quick-footed
All right.
individuals.
Yeah. No,
so.
I figured since Stony was suffering, I should probably work on the
Mhm.
scouts a little bit.
I would try and take out Stony
Yeah,
because if he hits you, he's got 2 attacks.
The
Well,
fewer
He's
the
nasty.
fewer people who are up here, the better. If we spread our
Mhm.
damage across all 4, they're all going to keep hitting us. So
for a
Yeah.
long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
want
think
to
our-
focus fire.
yeah,
I
focus on
wanted
the
to
heavy
focus
guys.
on okay, because
Stony or heavy.
I was like, I have a decent amount of hit points and a decent armor class, so I thought, oh, if I could get the other guy out super quick, then that would be great.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen because of dice.
Nope.
So
Yeah,
It's also, I mean, Lisa, you're a
Mhm.
cleric. You are
Yeah.
not going to be a big damage dealer. You're hard to hit, and you have some decent hit points. So part of your job here is to just like hold their attention
Yeah.
while you're more nimble adventurers
compadres
like
do that.
Nyasa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their job to be the
While we hide behind a tree.
Yes. Briar, you are right up at the by Magnet Rock. You have been face to face with Heavy Wallace, who has knocked you down. You've gotten back up again. Dan, is Heavy Wallace hurt?
Oh yeah,
Okay, are you tracking his hit points somewhere?
yeah, on the token.
I see him at full health.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
He got bloodied. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that too. The both of them.
He's-
I
no,
believe.
Do you see him as... No...
I do not see him.
Red
I
dot.
see him as under half of his hit points.
Okay, weird. Hold on. Let me just refresh Roll20. For me, it's showing him as having many hit points. Okay, yeah, so Briar, you are face to face. Yeah, it's still...
Really? How many hit points? Do you want to text me how many hit points you see him having?
You could just say it.
Maybe-
We're not listening.
All right, everyone cover your ears. I see him as having 32 hit points, which is his
Yeah.
starting hit points.
Nope. His starting
And-
hit points were twice.
But I also
that.
see...
His starting hit points are
Really?
considerably higher, Tony.
What am I reading wrong?
His starting hit points
Oh.
are we're in the 60s.
Haha,
He
hold on a
is
second.
he is bloodied. That's correct.
I had the wrong stat block open. He is not a thug. He is a berserker.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was like, also, his armor class is wrong. It's much lower than that. No.
Yeah. Why is everything here
All right.
wrong?
Yeah.
he's dead,
sorry.
Tony. He does
Nope,
no
he's
hit
dead.
points. He died.
All right.
He
Yeah.
died last
Sorry.
Thursday. It was really
Everything's
sad.
great. I now
You
have the
missed
right
that.
page open in my Monsters Manual. I was looking at the guys from the first fight. These guys are much tougher. So, Briar, you are face to face with Heavy Wallace. He has taken a lot of damage, but he is a tough character. He is raging, which means you have advantage on him, but you're standing next to a magnet rock, so you have disadvantage when you were using metal weapons, so those wash out. He is currently being witch bolted by Nis. What do you want to do, Briar? As you reminded us that you have 2 hit points.
Well, I'm guessing I can't disengage with him without him hitting me.
It would
Right.
be
So
your
you
whole
can
turn.
you can use your whole action to disengage, but that means you can't attack.
Right. I might as well just keep trying to kill him. I have pretty limited things I can do.
You are a fighter with a sword. I suspect most of your things are sword based.
Yes. 14.
That will hit.
14 will hit Heavy
Oh,
Wallace.
good.
They're tough,
God.
but they don't have high AC.
Yeah, they've got they can soak a lot of damage, Heavy Wallace and Stony, but they are not actually that hard to hit.
7 damage.
All right.
Oh, 8 damage.
8 damage. Dan, you got that? Yep. Heavy Wallace grimaces. He's still, he is covered with little nicks and scars, and he seems generally perturbed in that he thought he had killed you, and then you got back up. So
Why don't you stay dead?
I have a question about about Second Wind, because I don't know how to use it because I've never played a fighter before. Can I do that in the middle of combat, or do I have to wait?
It's a bonus action.
Oh.
So in fact, you can do it
Yeah,
on
for
your
fighter-
turn
and
right
for
now.
fighters.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
All right, so I think I can gain some hit points if I use my Second Wind.
Correctamundo.
That would be a great choice. I don't totally remember how that works, but Dan
Roll a
probably does.
d10, add 2, and that's how many hit points you get back.
All right.
Fingers crossed for a very high roll.
You don't get
Wow.
in 5e. You don't get any defense bonuses like in 4e.
I got 10 hit points back.
Nice.
Oh wow, well done.
Fantastic.
That could be a tide turner right there.
Yeah.
That is great.
All right. Cool. Well done. Briar.
Everybody's
Anything else?
showing off these abilities this turn. Yeah.
Well, things got. I think people realized this is real. This is not those 5 henchmen in the marketplace. These are some seasoned.
These are your
murderers
top-notch-
who want to murder you.
Top-notch thugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They come with
Briar, all good?
references.
All good, all good.
All right. Nis, you are next.
All right. I am
A
going
lot of targets.
to.
Oh, you get to your witch bolt just happens, right?
My witch bolt just happens to.
Is that an action though to re-witch bolt?
I believe so. I
Okay.
use my
You don't have
action
to hit, you
to
just do
continue the
damage.
witch bolt for 10 damage.
Ow.
Wow.
Ow.
It's a
All right.
D12, man. D12.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Dan. I was gonna enter it, and you've entered it. We're all good. All right. I feel like I
enter
I
it
was
twice.
worried. No. We have a system here. I was worried. I thought like, oh no, they're gonna die. Not even in the fight at the end. But I don't think you're all gonna die. Is what I'm gonna say now. So
And Nis is going to run up to the scout and bite him.
There is no way this is going to go wrong.
That is a +2, 18.
yes, you just bite that scout like he's holding like his bow and arrow, and he's like trying to find you as you dart back and forth across the bog, and then suddenly you're next to him, and you just bite him in the arm that is holding the bow, and he goes wah!
So he only
what he does.
takes 2 damage from my bite.
All right, but he is I would say,
A lot of psychological trauma,
yeah, I mean, I think he will be afraid of lizards for the rest of his
And
life.
I get
which might be 5 minutes.
2 temporary hit points,
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
which is fun.
Nice.
And he's going to have to attack me directly and not at range if he wants to get me.
Yeah.
So
And just
That's where I am.
You are now totally next to Magnet Rock, which may be some challenges for you. Except that, do you use metal weapons?
I have a ranged metal weapon and some daggers, but I also have touch attack magic, and I am
And
I am
teeth.
still maintaining my witch bolt thus
Yeah.
far. So
All right.
I'm okay.
Excellent. All right. The scouts are next. Dan, do I control the scouts? Is that how we did that?
do.
All right. Well, Nis, you have engaged Arnor, so I don't think Arnor has a lot of options here. Let's see. Arnor has multi-attack, so he just drops his bow and pulls out a little short sword. It's made of bone because he is ready to fight next to a magnet rock. And he is going to make 2 short sword attacks on Nis. Inauspicious for Arnor. He rolled a critical fail and a 14.
Miss.
Ooh.
Miss.
Slice and dice, and Nis is nowhere to be seen as Arnor, with blood dripping from his arm, is swinging around wildly, not expecting this to be his day. Meanwhile, over on the other side of the battle, Scout Chris is going to take similar attacks on our cleric Gwendiel. So Gwendolyn, you've got 2
Mhm.
short sword attacks coming your way.
Oh, good.
Ooh, those are much better. 2 17s.
Oh, okay.
What's your armor
18,
class?
My armor
right?
class is an 18.
All right, you dodge and duck and weave, and maybe he clips your
Yeah.
your armor, but no damage is taken.
Just shrieking
Yeah,
in
you're-
terror. Ah!
Yeah, Gwendale, your psyche may not have been totally caught up with that. You are like a seasoned adventurer made of sterner stuff, but you're still appreciate hiding behind a good rock.
Yeah.
All right, wow, this has been so far a good turn for the adventurers.
Okay.
Denala, can you keep it rolling?
Well, I'm gonna try. Does anybody feel like they urgently need healing? Is
Not urgently. Like
No.
I've got a
Nope.
tree,
Yeah.
so
I'm all right. Just
for
screaming on the inside.
reference, healing word is my bonus action, so I am gonna go with. I could try thunderclap, but everybody within range has to do a Constitution saving throw, and I don't really fancy damaging you.
And also, that's
Also-
going to warn more people inside that we're here
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
maybe have
exactly.
been warned
So
thus
I'll
far.
save that one. It's a cantrip. I'll use it later. In the meantime, Stony Hammer is, looking problematic. So I'm going to attack him with a firebolt. And 23 to hit.
Wow.
I'm-
sounds good.
Yeah, you just get him he is very focused on Gwendale, and your firebolt just zaps him in the ribs from the
9
EC.
damage.
All right, Dan, how's Stony doing?
He's looking a little. The stone is a little. There's lots of like parts falling off the stone.
Yeah,
Stone.
Singed
Crumbling,
hair.
crumbly.
yeah, this is not structurally sound at this point.
I
Excellent.
would not build anything out of stone hammer right
All
now.
right,
Well,
Oh,
Denala, anything else?
unless somebody would like my healing word bonus action right now, I could save it
How
or I
many-
can use it.
Is this something that you can use multiple times, or is
I
it...
have 2 spell slots left, so I could use that this turn or on another turn.
I think save it for another turn, unless...
Yeah, save it.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards saving it because nobody seems to be in critical danger
No.
right now.
Right.
It
Briar's
can also
okay.
be, getting somebody back up from unconscious is a big deal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Now that
I think
Briar's got all
Briar's
those,
okay,
those hit
and I'm
points,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second wind
I'm
seems
okay.
to have
Alright.
given us a lot of
Yep.
advantages.
A second
Right.
wind.
Yeah, Denala, are you happy where you are hanging out by that tree?
Yeah, sure. Like, nobody
Alright.
seems to really be going for me, so despite the fact that my
Alright.
armor class is pathetic,
Why,
I'm fine.
why did you say that? Why did you say that out loud?
Dan, the thugs are next, or the berserkers are next. Heavy Wallace and Stonehammer. How are they feeling?
They've been better. They were not prepared for this
Level
of challenge from this motley bunch here, but they are trying to rise to the occasion. So Stone Hammer will take out his bone axe and swing it at Gwyndiel a couple times. Recklessly. Actually, he only gets once, but he gets to do it recklessly. That will be a 20, which I think will even hit Gwyndiel's 18 armor class.
Yes, it will.
And that will be 9 slashing damage.
Oh.
He's kind of swinging. He's looking tired. He's looking ragged, but he still manages to get off a nice hit.
So
Meanwhile,
if that's 9 slashing damage, that brings my hit points down to 3.
Oh. Well,
Ooh.
now you're going to need some healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good job. I
Cleric,
saved
heal
it.
thyself.
Can I do that? Yeah. I can do that.
You have to wait your turn, but yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Heavy Wallace is still kind of annoyed that Briar looks much hale and heartier than she did a moment ago, and so he will take another swing at her. Not great, 15.
Ooh, no, it does not hit.
Oh, all right. So he swings the axe, but it's kind of shaky, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you stay still? I'm trying to hit you with this axe." That's their turns. They're done.
Wow.
right.
Lucky.
Back around to the top, Nyasa.
I shall lean around the other side of the tree. And
Ooh,
Oh,
twist.
it's one of
You're
those
so
two-sided
cool
trees.
about that.
Tell
Yeah.
us more of this fantasy
Wait, what?
world.
Pairing through the
And-
branches.
I will firebolt Stony Hammer again, and hopefully we can make him extra crispy. Between me and we'll just like keep toasting him. And I have rolled
I like well-toasted berserker.
Mhm.
Slightly charred on the side is always good.
60. I've rolled 23.
That's many. Plenty.
More than you need to hit.
All right.
Berserker, by far.
Your firebolt gets him right in the chest. How much damage?
He is going to take 1d10 of damage. And he is going to take 6 damage.
Oh,
Still standing, but he is not looking
does
great.
not look good.
There is
No.
singe marks and scorch marks on his face, and his armor's all blackened, and he's like, even the bone axe is looking not so good these days. But
There's a lot of blood
he's
in his
staggering,
eyes.
and he's like looking to get one more hit off.
And I'm going to attempt to hide again.
All right.
Mhm.
And I
Never
have
know which
rolled,
side of the tree I'm going to be on.
18.
All right. You were well hidden. Gwendiel, Chris, and Stonehammer are there. You've taken a pretty devastating axe blow from Stonehammer.
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Well, let's game this out. On the one hand, I could try to use the last of my resources to try to take out Stony Hammer for once and for all. The party was doing okay before I came along. They'll be fine if this kills me. On the other hand, I could use my turn to use my Cure Wounds spell on myself.
You
Is
could
that
always
not a
curry
bonus?
favor
Actually,
with. You could attempt surrendering to them, and maybe that would,
No,
you know.
no. I
Oh,
wouldn't.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Just
gross.
I'm
Ew.
giving you options, Lisa. I'm being
Yeah,
your friend
but-
here.
Well, I guess the thing is what advantage is there to me to surrender to a bunch of thugs who are going to take me to an assassin who's likely to kill me? Like
Yeah.
that just
Limited.
could come
They're
rescue
limited.
you.
Limited.
that's just a
Yeah.
really
The s-
demeaning way.
The
to
SWOT
put it.
analysis on it does not look good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
honestly, so looking at your character, Lisa,
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
is you have a very interesting combination of features here. She
Yeah.
essentially is a tank, so healing yourself so that you can take more blows is actually the best thing to do because
Yeah.
you're not strong, so you don't deal
No.
any damage. It's 1d6 minus 1, right? So your
Mhm.
best
and
play
hitting
is to
will be a challenge too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So your best play is to
Go.
heal yourself and stand there so that they will waste their efforts trying to hit you instead of hitting the rest of us.
Exactly.
You're basically you're a lightning rod
Tony,
Yes.
for,
did you-
for their attacks.
So-
I will mention that you do have advantage to attacks on Stony Hammer because he is.
That's true, but even then, it's 1d6 minus 1 damage,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's gonna and so she's gonna go down the next hit, and the scouts are
Mhm.
gonna come up here shortly. So
I have like no strength anyway, even under
Yeah.
the best of circumstances.
yeah, so this is a very extreme case of a tank. I feel like where
Yeah.
she's got a lot of hit points and a lot of armor class, and that's especially at
have-
close
yeah.
range. That's the best
Mhm.
thing to do, I think.
Yeah. So
I don't know. That's
I was gonna try
that's
and
my
make a
read.
sports metaphor, and then I realized I don't know enough about sports. So I was like, is this
She's-
There's a ball.
cleric like a
Throw the
linebacker?
ball.
She's definitely
Okay.
like a defensive player of some sort, where the job
Yeah.
is not to
Mhm.
move the ball forward as much as to
my
sort of
job
like
is
block.
just to block everybody else and
Oh
like,
yeah,
you're the
actually, you're
O-line.
like an offensive lineman. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
my job
Tony,
is to block.
she's the mark on the disc.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
yeah,
she's like
there you go.
You're like a wicket. Is that what you are? So-
Yub nub.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna use one of my spells on me, which seems
All right.
faintly
Cure
weird.
wounds.
You do
Um,
treat yourself.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
treat myself. Oh man, I only rolled a 7.
Do you get? Is it 7 plus something, or is it just 7?
Just 7, unfortunately.
All right.
Well, but it's
Hey.
healing. It's healing, right? So that
Yeah.
isn't.
So
No,
it's 7.
it should
So
add-
I'm
add
up to
your
10
spell-
hit points. Yeah.
So if you
Okay.
rolled you got a 7 on the D8, or you got a 7 overall.
I got what? Wait, no, I got a 7 on the D8.
All right, so you're gonna add your spell casting ability modifier to that. Which
So
for you
let's add
should
the
be
spell casting ability modifier,
wisdom.
which my wisdom is
Plus 3.
16, is plus
Pl-
3.
plus
so
3. Yeah.
Mhm.
So add that
10
to
hit
your-
points.
Yeah, 10.
That's great.
Which
That's
is a lot
great.
better. That's more than
helps
you
me.
lost from that.
it is.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
hit.
important thing. And that means I can take another hit later from
That's right.
Stony Hammer, who's
And-
just not going down.
And the more those guys hit you, the less they're hitting everyone else who's trying to kill them. And that's
Yes.
Yeah.
this is your
This
perfect.
Is our,
I know
this
you
is
don't
our
like
thing.
getting hit because nobody does, but you are killing it. This is the way to do it.
Killing it.
Soak up the
unintentionally.
yes, and
up
being
the
killed.
damage.
You're
Yeah.
being
Yes.
killed.
It's
You were the it
Yeah.
being
But
killed.
Slowly, but
Yeah.
slowly
Soaking up the
being
damage.
killed, which is the key.
yeah.
I can
Gwendiel,
recognize a
I don't
tank.
think you had realized that you had basically teamed up with a bunch of like band geeks, and that they are
Yeah.
not prepared to take a hit.
I've only my two
Yeah.
most played D&D characters, one of them is a tank, and so I like recognizes like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I
yeah.
see how this is. So it's good. You just got to stand there and take
Alright.
it. That's just how it is.
Speaking of tanks, it's your other tank, Briar.
Yeah.
Hi.
Briar's a
I
little
need a
more
sword.
aggressive.
Sword, sticker, snack.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, I like the
Yeah.
snicker snack. Yeah.
That's no
With
that's not good.
advantage.
That's 12.
With a
12,
Wait, 13.
no.
Sorry, I'm bad at math.
Okay.
That made all the difference.
Did you roll
That
with?
made all the
Oh,
difference.
okay. Doesn't matter.
Briar doesn't have advantage
Oh.
because Briar is next to Magnet Rock.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, right. It's counteracts.
It's the weird thing
Yeah,
where
you're right.
Yeah.
It's double advantage,
So-
double disadvantage, or
Well,
an attack.
Yeah. So, but Briar, a 13 will hit. A 12 wouldn't have hit. You can figure out what the armor class of Heavy Wallace is based on that. So, roll some damage as you
All
hack
right.
away
All right.
at Heavy Wallace.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh, that's 13.
Oh,
Dan, you got
Heavy
that?
Wallace is
That's why I ran into battle without, really thinking about things too hard.
Heavy Wallace. If
Yep.
if Heavy Wallace were a cartoon character, he'd have like the birds like flying around his head right now. He is like
Still
not
up, though.
looking great. He is up, but he looks like a feather could knock him over.
Nis is getting very excited about this because this has a feather attached to him via a witch bolt.
Briar, you all good?
Yes, I'm good.
All
Thank you.
right.
Wait. Do you have
Nis.
sleight of hand? Could you swap his bone axe for a metal sword so that he just sticks to the rock and is stuck?
That would be very
Here,
hard
hold
to do.
this.
But no.
Ah!
Yeah.
Just
Nis.
suggesting it. Creative out of the box solutions, right?
I have no secret magic.
9 damage.
Jason, I was gonna ask, can you roll a 0? No. Well, Heavy Wallace goes down.
Oh, a look of shock and horror rolls across the mercenaries' faces as their leader is taken down by a witch bolt, but they seem to double down on their determination to not be murdered by
Which
you.
bolt was it? He says as he collapses.
Nis, so that was your action. You still got a bonus bite action.
No, I don't. I can only do that once per short rest.
Oh, is like your jaw gets really tight?
It's the Hungry Jaws action. Yeah, I think.
All right.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
He's not
That must
hungry.
make eating complicated.
Well,
all right,
I
you're all
mean,
set.
you can eat a meal once per mealtime. That's what
Okay,
it is.
I guess it's yeah. All right.
Once per meal time.
So that's it.
Nis, all set. All
Nis
right,
is fine.
The scout is next. Arnor is still next to Nis. Arnor is gonna swing 2 short sword attacks at Nis. One of those looks good. One of those is not gonna do it. A 23 will hit Nis. 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Over on the other side of the battlefield, Chris, 2 short sword attacks on Gwendiel. I have rolled a 13 is not going to do it,
Good.
but a 21 will. 5 piercing damage, Gwendiel.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Well, you
okay.
know what? I
you,
can
you,
just.
you already healed 10, and you're only down 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is
All right.
one step forward, one step back, as
Yeah.
it were.
Yeah, this is the plan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Really it is.
Denala.
Okay. I am going to throw a firebolt at Stony because that
Alright.
seems to be working.
Mhm.
20 to hit. That's gonna
Yeah.
get him. Yep.
Mhm.
And 8 damage.
Stone Hammer is
Down.
on fire.
Yay!
Yeah, like there's just a smoking burnt hole on the side of his head as he hits the ground.
Oh, about time. Thank you, friend.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah,
Way
your-
to turn the tide
The
of
previous
battle.
attacks on
Yes.
both those guys got them down to 2 hit points and 1 hit point, respectively.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Put a little English on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denala, do you want to do anything else now that you've murdered someone?
I wouldn't call it murder.
I'm
it's
actually I'm
justified.
going to take a risk here. I'm not sure this is a very good idea. In fact, I'm sure this is a bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to move. I'm going to go hang out next to Gwendiel. Because
engaging Arnor.
I have 15
Chris,
hit
sorry.
points.
Mm.
Not for long.
All right. Well, you
This
have
may
seen
be a very
this-
bad idea. This is probably a
scouts-
terrible idea, but I'm going
The
it
scouts don't dish out the kind of damage that Heavy Wallace and
I know my
and-
armor class is
good.
pathetic, so
Yeah.
this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But you know,
well,
mine is not, so I can just stand on top of my former
The
nemesis and
corpse.
use him as the perch from which to hit down.
well, the other important thing is tactically in the turn order, Heavy Wallace and Stony Hammer were next, except they're dead.
Yay!
So we go back around to Nyasa.
All right, Nyasa.
Right. Well, since the
Still behind
scout
the
that
tree?
is, yes,
You gonna
the
stay
scout
behind
that's
the tree?
no.
Okay.
I'm gonna leap out and throw an extremely surprising dagger at the scout next to the two of you, and I have advantage, and I do an extra 1d6 damage with it, I believe. And I can then throw another one if I feel like it.
Just FYI, you also don't need advantage when attacking because he has one of your allies is next to him, so that still lets
So I
you do
have-
sneak attack damage, even without
Yes, I
having
saw.
advantage
Yes,
on
I
the
saw
roll.
that. Well, let's see. So that's plus
All
5.
right. No one has hit Chris yet.
Well, now's the time. That will be 20 to hit.
That unnecessary, yes.
And that is 1d4 plus 1d6 plus 3 damage.
Are you also moving close enough so that you're not at short range with that dagger? Or at long range, sorry, because you're 20 feet is the range of a dagger.
Yeah, you got to move a little closer.
You got to move a little. You got to come a
Yeah.
little bit closer.
Come on,
Gotta
Nyasa.
leave the,
I-
gotta leave the
I-
safety
Protection
of that-
Leave the
of
tree.
of your favorite tree.
I leave
yeah.
the safety of the tree.
Yeah.
There's a nice shrub about halfway between
Yes.
There you go.
There's always somewhere to hide on a battlefield. Um,
them. If you
Hey,
bring
you
a
can check
shovel.
that
Heavy
a-
Wallace over if you need some cover.
Is that some sort of
Yes.
an ancient elf saying?
yes.
Definitely.
All right. So that is 4 plus 3 plus 4. So that is 11 damage.
All right, that is a devastating wound to Chris, there's just blood gushing out of his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I then throw a second dagger
Ooh.
at him.
All right.
And that is these dice are impossible to read because they've got pandas inside them.
I thought the
Have
panda
you
was supposed to
considered
tell you
this
the
dice
roll.
app by this guy who wrote a calculator app? I've heard it's pretty
That
good.
guy's sketchy.
No, nobody uses that. They use real dice. That was
Nobody?
an
Oh, sad.
oh. All the cool kids use Dice by Peacock. You can edit that out.
We want.
That was 18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
And that is 1d4 plus 3.
There is no +3 because it's your second attack.
That is correct. I was
Yes.
just testing you down. That was 3 damage.
Oh, that second one catches him in the side of the head,
Oh.
shears off his ear and other stuff. He is not
What else
doing
is
well.
there? Like gives him a shave.
Yeah.
Sideburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
beard
yeah.
that was in
You
the
know
wrong place.
cheekbones.
Yeah.
He used to, he until now he had really great cheekbones.
So I am prepared to stay outside of the tree now.
All right.
Welcome back.
Gwendiel, things are very different. It was you facing off against 2 thugs. Now it is you and Denala facing off against a single scout with a variety of daggers being chucked from a distance by Nyasa. What would you like to do?
Okay. Let's see. My job is to distract and keep them from killing Denala. I don't really see an advantage in lighting this guy up with the sacred flame because all it's going to do is just
And it's a ranged attack, so you can't actually make
Yeah,
it right next
no.
to him.
Nope.
Well,
we
just-
just
I-
have
Just
so I was
established that
actually
you
kind
can
of-
do that.
Oh,
it's actually
right.
kind of
She
hoping
did
I
do
could
that. You're right.
light his butt up.
You should do that
Okay, I should do
Then.
that, huh?
since you can
Let's
do
see.
it, and it's a
Says,
cantrip.
flame-like radiance descends on a creature
All
you
right.
can see within range.
He
The
attempts
target
to-
is
He
Amazing.
rolls a dexterity saving throw, and he rolled an impressive 18 as you make him dance out
Rats,
of the way
dance,
of your...
little man.
Dance.
I will
monkey
tell you,
dance.
scouts.
Okay.
Scout strength is their dexterity.
Okay.
So.
All right. That's.
And
Alright, so-
wisdom is their charisma.
No, their charisma is charisma.
So that was remarkably ineffective, is what I just did
well,
there on that
But
turn.
you said
got
their
his attention.
Tony, you said their strength is their dexterity.
Mhm.
I
Their
don't have to recognize
constitution
all the-
is
I
their
don't- I don't listen-
intelligence. Okay.
I don't listen to my words, Jason.
All right, fine.
I don't care for me.
Their initiative
Briar.
is their armor class.
Their charisma is their wisdom.
Yeah.
They're just very.
But
that's why people
exactly
like
what
them.
Jason said. Oh, that's a funny joke, Dan.
Oh.
I have a cunning plan. Let's set them on fire.
Yeah, let's do that.
Briar, it's your turn.
Or
So
just
I have a
smack
question about magnets.
How do they work?
How do they
How do
work?
they work?
Yeah.
Well, so a
if
magnetic
I-
field aligned with another magnetic field, if they're in opposite polarities, attract each other. There we go.
So if I run out of this like magnetic field and then do a ranged attack on the scout here, would that be affected by the disadvantage?
I believe with a metal weapon.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe that's true.
Yeah, I
yes.
did that. I fired a crossbow bolt, and I had to
Yeah.
roll with
Okay.
disadvantage.
So I'm just gonna stab him.
You're gonna run over to one of the scouts. Which scout?
The one next to Nis.
All right.
But I'm rolling at disadvantage now, right? So
Yep.
that's I think that's a 4. No, sorry, it's a 9.
All right. You unfortunately you're swinging, and you're really swinging that sword hard, but it's like all of your carefully practiced martial moves are being just like your sword wants to get like tugged toward the rock to your left. It's very upsetting.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you have any weapons made of bone or wood or anything?
No, but I
Could
think
you
next time I'm
steal
gonna
one
punch
from
him.
a corpse?
You could, next time you could grab a bone axe in the future. There's 2 of them just lying there. So
Didn't think of that. Next time.
yeah. I don't know how you are. Maybe your preferred weapon is your own sword versus an axe. All right, Nis, you and Arnor are now joined by Briar. There's only you now outnumber by far the mercenaries. The 2 biggest ones have fallen. What's next? Arnor is relatively unscathed, aside from the large bite marks in his arm.
Yeah. Lightning springs from my hand.
Mm.
19 to hit,
Okay, unnecessary.
and he's gonna take 8 damage.
This is a cantrip.
It is. That is
That's a
shocking
powerful cantrip.
grasp.
Arnor is, you briefly can see his blinking skeleton. And Arnor is, when that stops, you can see like all of his hair standing on end, and he looks very frazzled and has taken a pretty devastating wound for a scout. Your choice to go after these scouts
It's like the
way later in the
Looney
battle when they
Tunes.
could have easily been picked off is a choice that you all made, whether you knew it or not. But yeah. Nis, anything else?
Tony, you're my favorite dungeon master.
That's it. No, that's it for Nis. Nis is gonna
All
stand
right.
right here.
Scouts are next. Well, let's see. I think that you have definitely Gwendiel has Chris's attention, so Chris is definitely going to swing 2 short sword attacks on Gwendiel.
Ugh.
Gwendiel, I have rolled a 12 and a 16, which I think we've established does not hit you.
Yes.
So he is just flailing away. Now, Dan, I'm open to your input. How does Arnor handle a situation between being attacked by an
Lightning
elf
lizard.
and a lizard folk?
Yes,
Nis
as the
was
old
last,
saying
and I think-
goes. Between
Yeah.
an elf,
Nis
Between
was
an
the
elf
only
and a
person-
lizard folk. Yep.
Between an elf and a
This is
lizard,
the only
you'll always
person
find a
that's-
sandwich.
Nis is the only person that successfully hit Arnor, so probably Nis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what Arnor
Nis.
says.
I have rolled an 11 and a 23.
1 hits. It's the
5
11.
piercing damage. Oh,
Nope.
you got one of those in between armor
Yeah, that's
classes.
right.
Yeah,
It's a range.
You got one
It's
of
a
those.
bound. You got to.
10
Yeah, the bounds
10
are tough.
10 to 15 armor class. Yeah, got it. You've got your 1/4 displacer beast. Yeah. That was a joke.
Don't
only
ever.
for Dan.
Yeah, don't ever fight displacer beasts. They're
I've
the worst.
never made them fight them because they're awful. All right, Nis, how are you doing? You've been hit by 2 short sword attacks.
Tell me how much damage I'm taking right now, Tony.
5. You're taking 5.
I have 2 hit points left, so I'll take some healing. This is looking shaky now.
All right. Denala, you are a person who can heal. There are also 2 scouts on the board that probably a good hit would take either of them out.
Well, the good news is a fireball is a cantrip and healing word is a bonus action. So, can I do both of those? Is that okay?
I thought we could.
Let's
you could
do
do 2
spells.
spells.
Damn.
Oh, darn it. All right.
Also, you're right next to Chris, so maybe you want to do a melee attack on Chris.
I have a short sword. I did not realize this, but I have a short sword. I also have a dagger.
I just let you started rummaging through your
What?
backpack. Whoa, look at all this great stuff.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try the short sword.
Yeah.
Because it could theoretically do more damage, but you know, this may be terrible. All right. 21 to hit.
Yeah, apparently you have a short sword and you're great at it.
That or I got very lucky. And 4 damage.
All right, we didn't really get to learn a lot about Chris, the scout. He's a mercenary. He guards Magnet Rock. Feel like we didn't get to know him as a person the same way we know Heavy Wallace and Stony
Did you know
Hammer,
he
but
had
they
a
say-
degree?
Yeah, every
Geology, I
man,
believe.
every woman, every man, every creature contains multitudes, Dan. Except Chris, because Chris just got cut open and his multitudes spilled out onto the his steaming multitudes spill out into the cold bog-like swamp here as Denala racks up her second murder of the afternoon.
What can I say? I like my villains dead. All right, and Nis seems to be struggling over there, so I'm gonna cast my healing word, and this does a 1d4 plus 2 of healing, and I rolled a 3, so that's 5.
Thank you.
It's like you got unstabbedness.
That's good.
All right.
It's a bonus.
Big turn, Denala.
Yeah.
Denala, you're no longer next to an enemy because you murdered him. So, if you need to move around, you do so unencumbered. But I don't know if you're happy where you are.
I mean,
next to 2 fresh corpses.
well, next to 2 fresh corpses makes me feel pretty, successful as far as life goes. And my
There you
fireball
go.
has got 120-foot range, so I'm good.
All right.
If he makes it that
Nyasa.
far. I don't-
You'll get to go soon.
Okay.
I see you moving around with anticipation,
Yes.
jumping up and down in your space.
I'm a tank.
You found a new
man.
calling
Thanks
in
for
life.
nothing.
I do,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
I am going to lob a fireball into the air, curve it over the top, and onto Scout Arnor.
All right.
And I have
He says,
rolled
"Just honor, thank you." And as a fireball comes,
All right.
17 plus 5. That is
Many.
many's.
Yeah, we don't do the math on that.
No,
No.
math is bad.
Yeah.
22.
And that is 1d10 damage, I believe.
Roll it.
Yeah, I just need to find it. I should lay my dice out in proper orders.
You don't have a little
And-
mat with the shapes on to put your dice
Yeah.
in?
Little
No.
dice caddy.
No, all my dice are currently sitting in a small takeaway curry container, in fact.
Oh,
is there
exciting.
curry in it?
Not anymore.
Oh, good. Well,
It's
I
a
presume
snack
the curry
and
was
a game.
consumed and enjoyed.
that's right. These
It
dice
was.
are delicious.
If you lick them between each turn, they roll
And
better.
they're luckier. That's for sure.
I'm now Googling for chocolate D&D dice.
They exist.
Right.
That's gotta be a thing.
Oh yeah. Did I tell you I'm getting a dice advent calendar?
You did.
No, you did not.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I need
So
a link to
every-
this, please.
I'll send you every day. I'm going to get a new dice. It's
Oh,
so
right, from the
exciting.
place in Scotland. So
Yes, it's a
in-
company
in
in
Glasgow,
Glasgow,
yeah.
admittedly. So
They'll ship to the south of England, I presume.
they
So-
will. They will.
Oh
I'll
my
forward you the
goodness.
email.
Oh wow, this is how you roll in chocolate. Oh my goodness. Play your favorite
Those
game
are
with
not
this large
weighted
D20
correctly.
die, and then you break it open, and there's
And you-
another full set of chocolate dice inside it.
And inside those chocolate dice, there's real dice.
it's real dice.
Oh, and there's Han
Choking
Solo
half.
Eat the
Fitments
chocolate
where he's
dice.
like frozen too. Oh my gosh, there's a Death Star truffle you can get.
Okay. We've
Oh wow.
I think
we've digressed.
Oh no, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
sorry.
James is gonna be opening AliExpress in a
Just
minute.
a
It's
reminder,
gonna
we're
be
not getting
dangerous.
paid for this.
Sorry, I'm feeling
It's
peckish
okay.
now.
So,
I-
Nyasa, we were still waiting for you to roll damage.
I rolled the dice about 10 minutes ago.
How do they taste?
They tasted excellent because I did 7 damage.
All right. From Bogtown, you lob a firebolt far across the
Ah.
the battlefield. Nis and Briar are trading blows with Arnor, unaware that you have emerged from behind a tree until a fireball lands on Arnor's head, vaporizing him.
You're welcome.
After a fierce battle, you survey the scene and discover that it is, for a moment, peaceful and quiet here in the bog next to Magnet Rock. Perhaps you take a moment to catch your breath. I don't know if you need to do some healing. There is the tactical decision about whether a short rest will help you, or will that further endanger young Pennon's life.
He'll be fine.
Well, we're not
So-
good to Pennon if we're dead.
Exactly.
Pennon's
And if he's
well,
dead,
if Pennon's dead.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
no
bad
good.
for us.
yeah.
Pennon's no use to you if he's dead, so, you know.
Also,
Yeah, but I mean,
Just limited finder's fee.
he's no good
The
to
blue-
me dead.
The blue book value
what-
on him is...
Mm-hmm.
I would
So,
also like to
I
remind
think-
people I have a song of rest.
Okay.
I think that might be wise. And this
Yeah.
definitely needs healing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down a lot.
There's always
I-
something.
I
I
would
could-
like some more hit points. I'd like a rest.
There's always something
I would
delightful
like
about
some hit
circling up
points.
for a rest and having the bard strumming a happy song. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, while you're
I'll strum
surrounded by
very quietly.
corpses.
Well, a short rest out here
Yeah.
behind a tree.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Wait, what happens in a short rest?
You can spend hit die if you have any left.
I do.
Denala will use Song of Rest, which further
And
heals
I will,
people. If
and
they're
that gives you
spending-
an extra 1d6, which I'm about to roll. Are you ready, people? I'm hoping to
we
be very
are.
lucky.
Roll that die.
Yeah.
5.
Make it a good song.
That's a good
Five.
one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a
You
hit.
play in the hits.
So you get an extra 5 back.
Well,
I'm quite
All right.
pleased with myself.
Did people have hit die to spend? I don't
I had
know.
one more.
did.
I have 2.
I had 3, so
How do you know how many you have?
So you start with the number equal to your level. You have as many as you have levels. And then
Okay.
the question is whether you've used any in a previous short rest
Yes.
today.
Which we haven't.
no.
So,
So
you probably
I-
have 2.
I added 8 hit points back. I'm at 16 out of 21.
I did
And
10.
you
so
also-
I'm back at 15.
Jess,
also
as
got
a
one?
fighter, you'll get both your second wind back because that refreshes
Oh,
after
wow.
a short rest.
And I can
Excellent.
Yeah.
bite someone again.
Your jaw loosens up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for somebody to wander out of the forest and say, "Where's Heavy Wallace at?
And
where's
Nissa's
Heavy
be
Wallace?
Like, I'm Heavy Wallace.
Where's Heavy Wallace?"
No, Dan, where's Wallace?
I know.
It's
I
a
know.
reference.
Yes.
What do you roll
Where's
for
the
hit
boy
die?
string?
What do you roll? Does it say on your character sheet?
It
For mine, it
says-
I don't know
says
how-
1d8 plus 1.
Yours is
Yours
probably
might be higher as a
1d10.
fighter, though.
Okay.
Jess,
yeah.
yours is probably 1d10, and it's plus your Constitution modifier.
Where the berserker at, String?
Where is he? Where's the boy?
Also, I've just discovered
Where-
why I'm good with a short sword. Apparently, I have proficiency with it because of elf weapon training.
Oh,
See?
there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pull that sword
It's
out.
the
and
first
you're
thing
like,
they teach you
right,
at elf school.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Ah,
Elf
wait,
yeah,
where do I
Elf
find
that's
my
exactly
second
right.
wind?
They put that sword right into your hand at a young age.
Second wind.
I don't know.
Sword and
Other
short
people may
sword,
not
short
have
bow
second
and
wind.
longbow.
I don't think, because I don't
No,
think I have
It's a
it.
No,
it's a
people
fighter
don't have it.
Fighter thing.
It's specifically
Yeah,
a fighter
Briar
thing.
gets it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
Just
don't
as
have it.
Briar, that's what, as a trained fighter, Briar gets some. Every class has special things, and
Yeah.
only they get.
And that's hers.
Second wind is for Briar. You literally can cast magic.
You do get your
so that's-
if you had
Yeah.
used your channel divinity, you would get that back because that is right now I think mainly useful for you against undead.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
Are we good?
While we're
People-
resting, can I look through the corpse
Oh
of
yes.
Heavy
Yes.
Wallace here?
And I'll look
We
at
might want to
our
loot some weapons.
Yeah, take
All
some
right,
of the
well-
bone
weapons, right?
They've got
Can I-
bone axes and bone swords. If you want to pretend that any
What,
of your
what do the
there's
scouts have? Did they have arrows?
And they had arrows. Yeah. So if you want, and there are 2 bone short swords up for grabs. I don't know if it'll matter, but you could say there's some arrows tipped with bone, or maybe they're just non-ferrous rock or something. And there are 2 bone axes. I don't know if any of you are axe users or axe collectors that the berserkers had. So also, as you're rooting through their pockets prior, they do each have a good amount of gold on them. We'll just say that you search all of the mercenaries here. There's 4. They each have a little change purse, and when you pull it all together, there's 180 gold pieces between the 4 of them. These are some well-paid mercenaries. I don't know if you want to just take that for yourself, Briar.
It would be 36 each,
No.
just FYI.
Yeah, I'll divide it all amongst us. All right.
Each of you has 36 gold pieces, which, certainly
We're
doesn't
really
go
making
very
out
far in
here.
terms of weapons and armor, but, goes a long way in terms of a night on the town.
We already have 45
gold-
plus the rubies too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The gold pieces specifically are all of an ancient elven pressing, similar to what you found on the thugs in town. So they are not in circulation.
I shall also retrieve Gloom's daggers, which I believe
Yeah.
are sticking out of Heavy Wallace.
Yes, several of them.
I thought
And
they
any
were
of
a
the other
decorative
ones.
feature.
Yeah. Well, I might be presenting them to Gloom in 5 minutes. So
Can I take both short swords, both short bone swords?
I guess unless somebody else wants
Unless
them.
any.
I mean,
Do
I've
you
got.
need to- do
I'm
you
going to
need 2,
take some of the
Briar?
arrows.
Well, if I take 2, I can do 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
I mean, I've got firebolt attack, so I technically don't need
Yeah,
any
Nis
weapons.
doesn't need any weapons.
All right.
But I could easily also use an axe if someone wanted one of the swords. I was just wondering.
I have practically no dexterity. I feel like if I had an extra sword, I would just cut myself with it. It would be embarrassing.
Every time you go to put into the scabbard, you miss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I always love. I think it's Samurai Paul from the Tick who once he unsheathes his sword,
It must
has
taste
to
blood.
It must taste
Yes.
blood before he can go back. So it's just his hands covered in band-aids. I love that character.
Yeah.
All right. So you have healed. You've spent hit dice. You've taken an hour, which is a decision. Hopefully,
Yeah.
young Pennon has survived that hour. What is next, adventurers?
Well, I have this probably unwise plan that I feel that I can talk to Gloom, and if that fails,
Like
then I
dagger
think-
wielding person to dagger wielding person.
yeah,
Yeah.
like someone who's put that life behind me.
Mhm.
I feel I'm on the same wavelength. I might end up being murdered.
If we're behind you, we could potentially heal you and or help the murder of the other person.
It could be
yeah.
a sort of if I'm not out in 5 minutes, come in.
Do you want to do that by yourself, or do you want to have one piece of backup with you?
Which of us is
I'm-
best at sneaking?
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
not
question.
Nyasa. I'm just
Alright.
thinking maybe somebody could be sneaky following.
Yeah. I have no stealth really. I have a disadvantage in stealth, as a matter of fact.
I have +2 stealth.
I have -3
that's good.
stealth.
Yeah, I'm negative stealth.
Yeah, I'm +2,
Yeah.
but not proficient. So
I'm
I don't think I'm
+7,
proficient
but
either.
I'm stealth in here.
Of course,
Yeah.
James, you're +7. Maybe you should
Yeah, well-
sneak and I should just walk.
yeah,
I will. I think I need to walk in
All right.
and yeah, let's try it.
Yeah.
I might.
Let's try diplomacy.
Do you happen
One
to have
does not
message
simply walk
as,
into
like,
magnetic
a
rock.
thing? Because if you have
I-
message, you could send us a message.
I do not have message,
Oh,
but
that's most
the-
unfortunate.
consider the lack of a message to be a message.
I do have message, and I could follow at a distance and see if I could relay back if that would be helpful.
yeah.
Sort of
That
like
could
a
work.
little game of telephone
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
rest
Yeah.
of the group.
Yeah, I like that plan.
Yeah, because if this doesn't go well, then
Yeah.
I'll need everyone.
All right.
We'll be there. Possibly
Nyasa, you
slightly
want to head
delayed.
south into
I'm-
Magnetic Rock?
Yeah, I'm gonna head south. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Nyasa heads through the crevasse carved into this giant meteor-like rock formation here. There's a twisting dark passageway that seems to be going down into the earth. When you first pass into Magnet Rock, you can feel just all your daggers concealed
away.
around your body, kind of like, kind of vibrating. But as you head further in, that feeling seems to pass as perhaps you get further away from the influence of Magnet Rock. So Nyasa, you head down. Nis, you're traveling, what, 10, 20 feet behind Nyasa?
Yeah. So I'm trying
And are the
to
rest
keep
of you-
vision, and then hopefully somebody. I need to cast message back to. I know. Yeah, I can cast message back because I know that they're there. I don't need to have
And-
line of sight with them.
Briar, Denala, and Gwendil, you're just going to wait outside Magnet Rock for now? Or you
Yeah.
want
Or
Sounds
you
like a
could
plan.
or you could trail further back. Well, either way, okay. I will message.
I'm like the opposite of stealthy, so there is no trailing I can do that's going to be helpful.
to... All right.
I could just
Uh,
hover like just inside the rock, just so that I'm
I
a
like
little bit
this.
closer to Nis for the message
It's
because
the
I know
relay
it's got a
system.
range.
I love this.
That's smart. Yeah.
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 And then I can
All right,
I can run
yeah.
outside. And
All right, position yourselves accordingly there. So, Nyasa, you head down this long, twisted passageway until it opens up into a large cavern. There's flickering torchlight kind of barely illuminating this. This cavern is quite strange. There's a large statue depicting a robed woman bending forward in the center of the cavern. She seems to be holding some kind of knife. There's all kinds of pots, clay pots scattered around the sides of the room, and there seems to be strange words written in a red scrawl all among the walls of this chamber. The torches kind of flicker and sputter. There is no sign of gloom or the priest known as I don't
Mira.
have his name, Mira. Here, but there is the tunnels continue to twist and turn to the south. So, Nyasa, it is clear that gloom does not appear to be in this chamber. I have given you brief descriptions of this chamber. Do you want more information before you double back to find your friends? What do
And
you want?
Nis is going to message them that there's nobody here and it's all clear, and step into the room up by Nyasa.
right.
Yeah,
Can we just assume everyone makes their way into this room?
Mm.
All right. Feel free to move your tokens.
All right.
South.
Moving the token.
All right. Let us remind our players and our listeners of what is in this room. So this chamber lit by flickering, sputtering torches. The central landmark in this chamber is a large a large statue depicting a robed woman bending forward. Her left hand is open and extended, while her right is behind her back, holding a long, curved knife. The walls of the chamber are scrawled with lots and lots of writing, seem to be painted in some kind of red ink, and a large number of pots stand around the outer edges of the room. Some of these pots have shattered, spilling what appears to be piles of humanoid bones out onto the floor. It looks like the tunnel continues to the south beyond this chamber, should you wish to traverse this chamber.
What language is the writing in? Oh, sorry, James. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna check out the fountain because I do not
Statue,
trust.
not a fountain.
Sorry, I do not trust statues.
Fountains are fine. Fountains have never hurt
Nope.
anybody.
just don't pee in them.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
I-
how this all gets
Well,
started.
or
Someone
paint a
peed in the
cow.
fountain.
Remember,
Yeah.
Either
one.
Yeah.
No, I
Never forget.
just we're in a creepy chamber with a statue in it, so I think I'm going to examine this statue. And
All
see
right,
if
I
there's
will give
anything-
each of you a chance to examine something in the chamber. Decide what kind of check you want to roll for that, and I'll tell you different things. For example, you might learn different things with history, religion, arcana, just straight up perception. I don't know. Maybe you want to roll nature for some
do
reason.
I recognize
+4
the
in history.
language that the writing is in?
Let me just go through you one by one, and we'll give you a chance.
All right.
So, Nyasa, you're first. What are you doing?
I am going to do history check
On the statue?
on the statue.
Roll me a history check.
See if there was anything I remember from my assassin training. I rolled an 18.
All right. You know that this is this statue depicts a minor goddess known as the Maiden of Merciful Death. Gwendil, what do you want to look at in the chamber?
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check, I think. And I have a +5 modifier on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me go ahead. That's a... Which dice do I use again for that? Rolling the check?
It's always a d20.
All right, always a d20. I just wanted to confirm.
Yep, it's all good.
And I roll a 15 with +5. That's 20. So
And what area of the room were you studying?
I was looking at the writing on the walls.
All right. You are looking at the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall does not seem to be arcane, but you definitely get a sense that there are other magical things happening in this room.
Okay. So we know that so what we know so far is the statue is a minor goddess of merciful death. There's not horrible spells on the walls, but there's something vaguely magical going on. And all right, there we go.
Cool. Briar, what would you like to do?
I'm going to do some kind of perception check, maybe on what is this green circle on the ground? Is that?
Give me a perception check.
I will check that out. And that is 17.
All right. So you discover that with a 17, on the far side of the chamber, kind of blocking the way to the tunnel, heading deeper into the rock, there is a ring of glyphs. They seem to be kind of active and pulsing with magical energy.
Okay.
Nis.
Just trying to see if I recognize any of the writing, since there's all this writing.
Yeah. Do you want to roll anything?
I mean, okay. What would I mean, presumably if it's a language I speak or read, then I would recognize it, but otherwise I can...
Yeah. Why don't you give me a quick perception roll?
All right. 13.
All right, you're studying all these words around the wall, and you have a hard time at first because they kind of seem to be in like different languages, but then you're able to piece together a few from languages that you recognize, and you realize that these are all names. So there are hundreds of names painted in some dark red liquid all around the chambers of this cavern.
I relay that information. I'm sensing a connection with the bones. This is an ossuary of some sort, whether these are victims or
Sacrifice?
memorials or whatever. Yeah.
I think, given that we're dealing with an assassin who's been around for a long time, I'm thinking victims, and I'm thinking we might be next.
Should we continue on?
Denala.
Why is there anything?
Let me give Denala a chance to do something. Denala,
I'd like
inspect?
to roll a probably not a great idea, but I'm gonna try for an Arcana check on the glowing green circle of glyphs to see if there's anything negative around it, and I rolled 12 plus 3, so that's 15.
All right. Yeah, you suspect that there's a lot of negative energy around it.
Negative energy around it, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It's just,
Bad
also like
vibes.
major fire code violation putting it here, the only exit to the room. Specifically, you kind of like sense a connection between these runes and glyphs on the blocking the southern exit of this chamber that seems to kind of connect back to the statue, and you feel like with a 15 you feel like were you to pass through the tunnel to the south that it would activate or trigger these glyphs.
I would like to relay this information. And
So
double check it definitely blocks, because it kind of looks to me like maybe you could try to squeeze past. I don't know.
There's the area where they are inscribed on the on the floor, but you get the sense that with these magical glyphs it's kind of a
there's a force field type thing.
There's nothing physically blocking you, but it seems impossible to head down that tunnel without kind of
Stupid assassins
gaining
never make
the
their
attention.
glyphs go right up to the wall.
Yeah.
So
you gotta give your glyphs room to breathe, everybody.
if this is linked to the statue, and the statue is a goddess of merciful
Death.
death.
Yes.
I think we need to make an offering to the statue / god.
I
Where
will
did
also
Tenon
mention
go?
just
Well,
I will also mention that the many of the kind of contents of this shrine, this chamber, do seem like they are probably quite ancient and not necessarily limited to the lifespan of Mira.
Right.
I'm wondering if one of the 4 corpuscles outside would do the trick as an offering.
I think it needs to be our lives to a certain extent. All right.
Real head of Vecna situation we're starting to get up to. So
I mean, okay, I just want to put an idea out there before we start sacrificing ourselves here.
I'm not.
Maybe somebody should just try.
There are
and go
5 of
through the
you. Do you
glyphs?
really need all 5 of you?
Yes.
No, I think if we go near the glyphs, I think it's going to be bad because we're going to alert whoever's up the corridor, which we probably don't want to do. But there wouldn't be a statue linked to the magic glyphs if there wasn't something that we could do with the statue.
yeah.
I have an idea. Why don't we ask our helpful cleric if she can just divine a connection between the two and what it might be and whether or not it's disabling?
I would like to give a try with that to your local sorcerer.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorcerer and cleric seem like
you've
a
got
very good
you've got a
combination.
variety of
Yes,
yeah,
well, yeah.
you've got
Here I
some
am.
in a variety of
Do,
in-network
do, do,
magic
do.
providers.
Yeah.
I mean,
We know you have your
Speaking-
choice in magic providers and scholars, and we're glad you chose us.
speaking as an assassin, I'm pretty sure it's going to involve blood.
What do you? Yeah, it's
we'll
the
see.
question is the details of it.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Tony? Arcana, insight? What am I looking at here? Can I deceive
you know-
the statue?
You probably cannot deceive
Can
the
I-
statue. Why don't
Can
you
I
start with
persuade a
perception?
statue?
Yeah.
If I can help with that, I would very much like to.
With perception again?
Yeah. Why don't you roll with advantage because Denala is helping you?
Okay. James, why is your app so bad at advantage? 9.
You're looking at the statue. It's a very impressive artistry to the statue.
Everybody else look at the statue.
Okay,
So,
when it's my turn, can I do a perception on the statue?
Yeah, go for it.
All
Just do it now.
All right, doing it
And
now.
can I help with that again? Am I allowed to do that?
You can roll with
You're
advantage,
very
my
helpful.
deal.
Okay, so I rolled.
Denala is like, no, really look at it, people.
Okay, so I rolled an 18. I have a +3 perception advantage.
All right.
So
You are studying the statue. You can tell as a cleric that there are some powerful magics woven into the statue, and you think that were someone to trigger the runes, that this statue might do some bad things to you.
So
You
let
get,
me share
like,
that
a
information
weird
with everyone and say, hey, everybody, there's magic woven into the ruins in the statue. And I get
And-
the feeling there's a trigger that probably activates a spell.
You also, as you're just kind of studying the statue, notice that I mentioned that one hand holds like a dagger behind the statue's back,
Yeah.
and the other hand is an outstretched palm.
Uh-huh.
The outstretched palm is stained
With
with
blood. Oh,
See,
including
it's always blood.
many stains over the years, but also there's some freshly dried.
okay. That was my
blood.
next question was, is there fresh wet blood? But there's fresh dried blood.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
oh my
Somebody
gosh.
took a
Oh my
short-
gosh, you guys.
somebody
I
took
have
a
like a
short
little
rest.
theory. I have a theory. Can I share my theory?
Yes.
Yes. I think that if you sacrifice somebody or you sacrifice some blood onto the statue, it activates the incantation at the bottom. I think blood and magic are linked pretty strongly with the statue.
My question is, how much blood has been attached to this outstretched hand recently?
And does it have to be your own blood or
Because if
someone
it's
else's?
a lot of blood, that implies death. If it's a
if
smaller
it's a
amount
little
of blood,
yeah.
then it implies like a cut
Tony?
on the palm.
Can I roll?
Somebody roll medicine.
Oh, medicine. Again,
I have a +3.
That never comes up. Yeah, roll it,
Yeah.
Denala.
I'm more an Arcana person.
Yeah.
7. Maybe somebody else should
Denala-
check on this.
Yeah, Denala, you feel confident it was not a lot of blood.
Okay, that's a good start.
Unless they were a very small creature, it was not a significant quantity of their blood.
All right,
Yeah.
I walk up to the statue. I pull out a dagger and I slice my hand.
Important question, Nyasa. Which of your many daggers do you use for this?
I am not
Also,
going to use
which
the
hand?
rusty. I'm not going to use the rusty one that we got from Gloom.
Roll
from
tap.
yeah. So I will use the Gloom's shiny dagger, which I found, and I will use my non-dominant hand because I'm not an idiot.
Are you sterilizing the dagger before you just?
Don't you throw daggers with your offhand also though?
Well, yeah,
Dominant hand,
but
though.
I'm not
is-
as not as good as that.
All right. So you slice your palm and
I put some of my blood.
you squeeze some blood out of your
Squeeze
little
a
fist.
reasonable amount
Like blood from an
out of my
assassin.
fist onto
All right, and
the hand.
A decent amount of blood drips down onto the outstretched stone hand of the statue of the Maiden of Merciful Death. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it was just a theory.
well, no. I mean, like, I could have disarmed it, but the only way are the things still glowing at the bottom?
Yeah, seems to be.
Did
Maybe-
anything change? Like, magically? Maybe I could roll an Arcana check and see if things
Yeah.
seem less evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tony.
15?
Things seem about the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I can get through.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have-
Here's a point. If you try and get through and you die, we've lost our dagger throwing assassin.
But if I get through and I'm right,
Well, I'm just wondering if we want to sacrifice me first.
Well,
Because I live in less.
you
Would
live
doing
in-
a perception check on the statue after the bloodletting help at all, do you think? Is that something?
Unknown.
You all live in this cave. now.
Nis goes back to the entrance, drags Arnor's body back, cuts open his neck, and drips huge amounts of cold, cooling blood onto the hand to see if it does anything.
Ah.
Wow.
That does not seem to do anything.
Well,
now I
Now
think
let's check
Anna-
the body through. Just in
No.
case.
Oh.
No?
No.
Okay. I'm just suggesting things here.
Okay.
Nyasa is so frustrated right now.
Yeah.
actually,
I just want to stand.
Yeah,
I just want to stand on that circle.
Nis drags the body over toward the ruin and sees if she can chuck
Like
it
the
through
heavy
to the
Wallace
other
has been
side.
moved.
Is Nyasa like running in front?
Oh, you took Heavy
All right, so-
Wallace instead. Okay, that's
So what happens
Nis,
when
you took?
Heavy
Oh, I'm
Wallace
sorry,
gets-
Nis. Is that the wrong body?
Yeah, I took Arnor.
Oh, sorry.
Lighter.
Oh.
Sure, you don't ever want me.
Lighter.
Says Heavy Wallace's
Ghost,
ghost.
yes, hang out there.
All right, so you
I just like to
drag
point out I'm
Arnor.
hiding behind some of the somewhat broken vases and bones.
Yeah.
Some of these broken clay pots that seem to contain human remains. All
I'm gonna
right.
chuck, see if
So-
I can chuck Arnor across the threshold there.
Yeah.
All right. So Nyasa and Nis are by the threshold with the magic runes on the southern side of the chamber. You chuck Arnor across the runes.
What happens?
Nothing happens.
Wait, did the runes
Okay.
move to? Oh, the runes are still there.
No, that
okay.
was. Shh, I made a mistake.
Okay.
All right, then I could step into the thing, and I could either die, or
Level up. We don't. Or
oh
many
yeah,
other things.
I mean,
We
who's
really
like
don't
There's
know.
a million things that could or could not happen.
I step into
It's
the
the
room.
beauty
Why
of the
not?
unknown. All right. Nyasa steps through the runes. Nyasa, it feels a little tingly, but nothing happens. You're standing safely on the other side of the runes.
Ah.
So, but Nyasa cut their hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so either it's deactivated for good.
I'm
Or
gonna
she
cut my hand and follow.
Yeah, let's all do that.
Yeah.
Does anyone not want to do that?
I'm. Well,
I think somebody should for science.
I know, but like on the one hand, I'm like, we should
what
have one
happens.
person
No,
not do it for science, and on the other hand, I'm like, but if it's me and I die,
Is there something I could roll
I would
here?
suggest that if Nyasa is not dead, then we should follow
I'll do
suit
it.
and
Yeah.
follow the leader. Cut your hand, go through the glyphs.
all right, yeah, fine, cut the hand, go through.
It's like this is just standard
Yeah.
assassin god
This is pretty.
business.
All right, there we go.
You have to give a donation,
All right,
I'm pleased that we're not dead.
yeah.
but you
All right.
you all now get a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Oh.
Okay.
Yay.
Aw.
So everyone has done that. You've decided that's your version of science. You all-
It really
you all-
isn't. We didn't have a control group.
No. Well, you all cut your hands.
Yep.
G-
I'm
gave
gonna
gave a
hang
bloody-
back. a little
Bloody
out of the
lo-fi
way
to the,
because we don't know what's around this bend.
Right, and this
It's
we're
true,
gonna
I
do.
can-
I think we're gonna do the same thing we did before as we go forward,
Yeah.
assuming we're not attacked by that magic. Is to have Nyasa go ahead stealthily, and then I will trail and send message back.
Yeah.
Oh, good
And,
idea. Good idea.
and Gwendale
Okay.
stays at the back because she's like the exact opposite of stealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll be kind of in the middle-ish because I can
Big noisy
run
tank.
backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Really
All
nice.
right. Nyasa, the tunnel twists and turns deeper into the earth and then opens up into a large cavern that I will describe.
Ooh.
All right. So,
Ooh.
you have passed through what was known as the Hall of Quick Death. You have passed deeper into the passageways beneath Magnet Rock, and you have now arrived at some kind of ancient foreboding shrine. Once again, the dominant feature of this chamber is a statue. On the other side of this large cavern is a hulking iron statue depicting a cloaked figure. In the long fingered hands of its crossed arms, it holds two long curved blades. The statue's hooded head is tilted downward, making it impossible to see its face. Rotted sacks and chests are strewn about the chambers, many of them showing coins spilling out. Tarnished goblets and plates of gold and silver stand on tables of rotted wood. Within alcoves along the sides of the chamber, mummified humanoids stand at attention, their bodies wrapped in strips of leather and their arms ending in gleaming blades. A figure kneels before the statue, perhaps mumbling or whispering underneath their breath. They are wrapped in a black cloak and seemingly are unaware of your approach. You think you might make out the shape of some kind of small figure lying on the ground at the feet of this kneeling figure.
Okay.
Well, you're the not assassin, James. I feel like this is on you now. You
All
may
right,
bring it
time
home.
for your
Bring it home.
transformative monologue.
Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to take my daggers and I'm going to put them on the ground in front
All
of
of
me.
them, one by one.
One by one.
Just to show
How
off
long
how
does
many
this take?
daggers you have.
27 minutes later.
Finish the count.
Well, let's try a conversation here. So I will just say, can I just say first, big fan. You know, what you did at Oakhurst at that Bard convention, you know, it was just inspired. Pretty much got me into this whole business in the first place. Can we talk about this?
The kneeling figure whirls around to a standing position, staring at you with wild eyes. It does appear to be an elf clad in a black robe, carrying several daggers, looking at you with kind of a haunted look, but also perhaps the look of someone who has studied for a long time at the Temple of Light. It is indeed the Priestess Mira, but also the assassin Gloom. To play this priest, to play this bloodthirsty assassin, please welcome to the podcast, Dan Morin. Hi, Dan.
Woo!
Dan's been waiting for
Dan
this
has
for a
just
very
pulled up
long
his
time.
hoodie.
Hold on.
Dan has put on a hood.
Oh, I love that's how you can tell it's
Sadly,
serious.
my light is like purple, but it's not bright enough to
I
combat
know, I
the
can
light
see a
of
little
the
bit of purple in
screen
your
coming
skin.
at me.
Yeah.
Hey, you must be.
You sound like a late night radio call host. I'm here for you to kill you. Hey, everybody. This is the Quiet Stab with me, your host, Mira.
It's always nice to meet a fan. But
Nice.
So, go.
no, after you.
I get it. I was in that life too. I wanted out. You know, turns out that killing people isn't as morally neutral as you might think. Look,
Teenagers
he's just
suck.
a kid. He's just a kid. He's an idiot kid. He deserves it, sure. But you've devoted yourself to the light. You devoted yourself to the light to make up for what you did in a past life. Would the God of Light want you to kill him?
Desecrated the God of Light's temple, the most sacred space, the space I had devoted my life to preserving.
Don't forget the cow.
Must I?
The cows, I think, are.
With a cow.
But you've come so far. You've left all that behind.
I tried. I tried to leave it behind. But
you still can.
I don't. It's the
If you
urge.
just go, leave the kid. We'll make sure he pays for what he did.
Nyasa, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. +6 on persuasion. This is what I spec'd for.
Fucking assassins out of their assassin lifestyle.
Genuinely natural 20.
Ah!
Ooh.
All right, keep it going.
+6. Just go. We don't care about what happens, to you. Just go. Leave the kid behind. Go somewhere else. Rebuild your
I
life.
don't want to do this, but the punishment must be meted out.
He will be punished, just not with his life. Is it not better for him to live his whole life with all of his friends dead and
No more purple cows.
I killed that. He was little more than a child. I poisoned him.
I know, and the God of Light is not really going to be happy about that. But if you,
perhaps I can never be forgiven then.
you can. All your sisters back at the Temple of Light, you've done so much for them.
I must do just one more thing, and you see that she is clutching a dagger, and she's standing there, but she's still,
You said it yourself. He's a child. You know what we were like as children. You must have gone through the same assassin school that I did.
What year were you?
Up Viper House.
Maybe we know people in common.
Yeah. I mean, this is where I reveal the tie of the assassin school.
The special assassin handshake.
Yeah.
Stab him in the left. Stab him in the right. Go assassins!
And yeah, he's just an idiot child. He is not worth you defiling all that you've done just to have revenge.
My revenge
You've gone past that.
has consumed me, but perhaps there is still a way back. Perhaps the God of Light will forgive me for what I have done, even if it was in the defense. And you see
Anyone would understand.
grip on the dagger loosens, and it clatters to the floor.
I run forward and hug her.
She kind of hesitantly gives you like one of those pats on the back. A personal space.
This is why I put all my daggers down, so that it was clear that there wouldn't be a dagger in the back.
I will go, but I must warn you, this place, this shrine, it's an evil place. You must be careful.
Anything in particular you want to mention? We already did the blood thing.
I just must ask you, be excellent to one another. Smoke bomb!
Party.
As the smoke clears, there is no sign of gloom.
Party on gloom.
Oh, wow.
Party on, Nyasa. Is a voice that floats through the air. How do you know my name? It's so weird.
Let's say that Nis, Denala, and Gwendale and Briar have made their way to the entryway here to the Shrine of the Blood King, surveying this strange scene. Again, a room filled with mummified corpses, heaps of treasure, and one tied up teenager.
Did somebody say treasure?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Tied up
there's
teenager.
Denala. As you're looking around, there's stacks of coins and goblets and plates of gold and silver stacked up around the feet of this ancient statue, in kind of your typical offering kinds of.
I will pass on the cautions to the rest of my party.
Ganala
Pennon,
looks
who
more
is
than
I feel
tied
like
slightly
I
up
should
and
disappointed.
check out Pennon and make sure.
Pennon, who is tied up and gagged, but awake and alert for all of this, makes that noise.
Mm.
I
right,
guess
can
I
we-
can
All right,
untie him.
Tarzan.
Oh, actually, could I do a perception check on the statue, the giant statue?
Yeah.
Sure.
And while she's doing that, I would also like to do a perception check on Pennon to make sure that he's not been booby-trapped with something.
Could I do a medicine check on Pennon to make sure he's okay?
Yeah. Feel free to roll all those things.
Okay,
Alright.
I
I
rolled
got
a
a-
12 on his perception.
Let's start with Rosemary. Rosemary, what were you looking for?
Perception on
Denala?
Pennon, make sure that there's no booby traps.
He's not trapped.
Great.
12. Pennon appears to be tied up but unbooby trapped. Gwendil, you were rolling medicine on Pennon?
Yes. And I can't tell Jack.
You sure?
Well,
He's got-
yeah, I rolled a 7. That's clearly not
Seems
going
to
be
be
useful.
alive.
He's
Two
alive.
arms, 2
Yeah.
legs, 1 head.
Yeah.
Briar,
He's
you were
breathing
studying
in and
the
out, it
statue?
looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both in and out.
I got a 20
Give me
on the
perception.
perception check on the statue.
Wow. All right. I don't know if this is I don't know if you've been to any ceremonies, but you recognize the statue as a shrine to the Lord of Murder, a deity worshipped by assassins and particularly murderous mercenaries.
Hi, it's
Yeah,
me, Lord of Murder.
That's not a bit like Cagney.
Let me tell you everything that murder has to offer to you.
There's pamphlets next to the statue. I don't think that we should take away the treasure because those statues look like they have pointy things in their hands.
The mummies.
No, and
Yeah,
also,
they are
also
Concerned they
it,
might wake
also
up.
it would defile this place, which seems to be a sacred place. I don't think we should
Yeah,
defile it.
it's an evil sacred place, but
Yes.
it's still sacred.
Yes.
Yeah, the mummies looking around the chamber, they do appear to be mummies or mummified corpses, except that someone has taken their hands and replaced them with curved assassiny blades.
Wait, they have
job
no
is
hand. They
that?
have like little blade
Whoa,
things.
whoa, whoa. I prefer not to think of it as they don't have hands, but that they have
Mummy
They've
scissor
upgraded.
hands.
bonus daggers. Yeah.
You're not like, oh man, Wolverine. Somebody put knives in that guy's hand. No, he's got
To be
knife
fair,
hands.
Wolverine still has fingers. These people don't. So,
But if he
Yeah.
didn't,
that would be messy.
I'm going to propose that we take the kid and leave.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
Sounds
think
good.
that's the wise choice.
Nyasa lying at your feet, certainly nearby to where Gloom smoke bombed away. There is Gloom's dagger. It does seem to be a particularly ornate, fancy dagger.
I shall pick it up along with all the other daggers that I have left strewn
All right.
around this cavern.
Specifically, Gloom was wielding a Dagger of Venom.
Ooh.
So it's I believe that is a special item that you can.
I put that in one of the fancier loops in my armor, you know, a pride of place,
Okay.
and pick up the kid.
All right.
Are we going to
okay.
untie
he
him
is a-
before we
he-
pick him up?
No,
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 it's just you move him around like a bundle.
Don't want to hear
I think-
from him.
Just double checking. Just double
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
I'm
I
totally
don't
on board
think-
with this.
Maybe when we get out of the rock, we could untie him, like to walk through
Yeah,
the bog.
he could say
but
something stupid.
Not
or...
no, yeah.
All right.
pee somewhere.
He doesn't really seem like somebody who's got a lot of valuable intel.
Yeah. So over the
Wow.
shoulder, let's just
All right.
leave.
So Nyasa, you're carrying Pennon.
I would just like to do a quick, I don't know, check to see if people have been leaving money. Like maybe Gloom left some money before she left to make sure that we don't die on the way
Ooh.
out.
Good plan. Good plan.
I don't know what I
disappeared
would
and there was
roll
just
to check
one-
this.
One
Yeah.
coin left
Perception.
spinning.
Yeah. I think that might be just even if you don't succeed on this check.
Yeah.
I think that might be a
I
very
also
sensible plan.
rolled perception and got a 16.
All right. You are surveying the pile of wealth that is piled at the feet of the statue. It's an impressive haul. There is, hundreds of gold pieces, thousands of silver pieces, tens of thousands of copper pieces, a collection of gold and silver goblets, plates, cutlery, a jeweled battle axe.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Just all
It's
kinds
a
of things.
trap.
But just studying it, you can tell from the kind of dust and cobwebs on it that doesn't look like anything here has been touched in centuries.
All right,
Okay.
let's get out of here.
Well,
Yeah. Also,
I'm
there's
gonna-
magnets. I'm not
Or,
sure.
or we
why.
could each leave a gold piece behind.
I'm
I'm
gonna leave
gonna-
a gold piece. Just
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
gonna leave a gold
sacrifice.
piece.
That's a tribute
We
to
have
the
36
dude who
each. Now we'll have 35
35,
each.
yep.
each
Seems
I think that-
reasonable.
Yeah. Yep,
Yep.
that seems like a decent. Hey, you will never find a more affordable
Insurance policy.
than
Yeah, it's
that.
travel insurance, really.
So,
I mean,
yeah, it does seem that this shrine to the Blood King, the Lord of Murder. Clearly, various thieves and assassins come here to worship at this shrine, and none of them, who are then all kinds of disreputable people, seems like they aren't bothering to take anything here. So
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
not touch anything.
We'll leave a gold piece each and
Yeah.
carefully exit.
Leave a gold
All
piece
right.
and take only memories.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
And Hannah.
wow, nicely done.
It's like it's like we're tourists and we've visited this place, and we're not really part of the religion.
No.
But, we're gonna leave a donation.
When in the
For the
bog,
upkeep.
visit Assassin
And
National
take-
Park.
It's
Yeah.
like
And
going to visit a
take a
cathedral
hostage.
overseas. You always.
Murderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a hostage. You rescued him.
Yes,
He's
sir.
He was
he's
a former
captive.
hostage. He's temporarily our
Well,
hostage.
we
until
didn't say
let
we
him
had
go.
to take
You're
our
a
hostage.
hostage.
We took someone else's hostage.
Yeah.
All right, and so you carefully pick your way back up through the twisty tunnels, through the Hall of Merciful Death, and reconvene outside famous Magnet Rock, the premier tourist destination in this one bog. Do you want to ungag Pennon at this point?
No,
No.
really don't.
No. Let's.
All right.
I feel like we should leave him gagged until we take him back to.
On the
Yeah,
other
I
hand,
think
we
we-
probably want to interrogate him and find out what Gloom said, maybe?
Nah, she probably said, "I'm gonna murder you."
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
this is
I
very
think
true.
it's-
This is for painting cows and peeing in fountains.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
let that
just.
be a lesson to you. She said.
Change your ways.
Yes.
I think we drop him as a bundle, like outside the door.
Wait. Weren't we going to get a reward for bringing him back?
Okay, well, we take him in,
Yeah.
drop him on the floor.
Maybe we should untie him just before we take him in.
Nah. Nah.
I'm just thinking we're going to
very-
get the reward if we untie him. If we don't untie him, his parents may not, or his uncle may not be super happy about the way
Look,
that we brought
You
him
know,
back.
they don't have to get him back until they hand over the money. We can keep him as a little bundle and say, "What's he worth
yeah,
to
think
you?"
that-
That's
I-
called kidnapping.
No.
You
No, no.
spend the 2.5 hours walk back to Whitesparrow Keep debating this, and are now within sight of Whitesparrow Keep. Seems like it's time to make a
Yeah,
decision.
let's cut the
vis-a-vis,
kid.
Are you going to untie?
Well, let's not
Pennon
cut
or
the kid
not?
loose, but let's take the.
Oh no, I thought you just said
gag
let's
off
cut
him.
the kid.
Yeah, just
That's what I said.
yeah.
I think we might give him a couple of menacing looks just
Maybe
to
Pennant's a
imply
punk,
that he
though.
is most definitely in the wrong for peeing in the fountain, painting a cow
Yeah.
purple, and other
He pushed
nefarious
a statue
crimes.
over. He defiled a whole
Yes.
temple.
Yeah.
The lesson is don't mess with statues.
And don't
Yes.
paint cows.
No,
Don't paint
no,
cows.
Cows are sacred,
Don't-
holy
don't
creatures.
pee.
Or statues.
All right.
of
I
cows.
I just want to
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
And so you find yourself before the doors of Whitesparrow Keep. Brinley Ottershot, still with his arm in a sling, sees you into the main hall. There is a crackling fire, and Lord Marlin Whitesparrow appears, sees you holding pennon, and is filled with mixed feelings, but an overwhelming feeling of gratitude and thankfulness. Dan, you wanna give us some words?
I'm so glad that you've returned my nephew to me. I realize that perhaps he needs a sterner hand going forward, but as agreed, I will pay you the sum that I offered to you before for my thanks for returning.
Brinley Ottershot appears carrying a little silver tray with little coin purses, 5 of them, one for each of you, which he holds out. And
So
you can
please feel free to stay for the cheese plate.
Cheddar?
You have each been paid 100 gold pieces for
Wow.
assisting in the
Nice.
rescue of Pennon Whitesparrow, for returning order to the town of Whitesparrow. And, you have managed to perhaps save an assassin from herself, which is its own reward.
Good thing nobody asked us about the assassin.
Nobody asked you about this. The job was simply return Pennon. There was, no questions asked. So adventurers, this is winning. You went up against Gloom. You were able to talk her out of murder.
Wow.
You managed to navigate a ancient shrine to several dark deities without triggering a variety of traps that would have really messed your day up, let me tell you. And made it back to Whitesparrow in one piece. Quite an adventure, quite an experience.
What a
Thank you.
Wednesday.
What a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
What a
Lemon,
Wednesday
it's
indeed.
Wednesday.
Wow.
Thank you for playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Thank you for having
Jess,
us.
On Thursday, after we spend the evening celebrating at the tavern, on Thursday I can go with whoever else would like to the. Oh, by the way, before we go, after the cheese plate, Nis does drop off some more of the literature, hoping for the Whitesparrow endorsement on the School of Sorcery. On Thursday, Nis and whoever wants to come goes to the temple, and
Lord Marlin takes you aside, Nis, and just, I'm just wondering, what are your disciplinary policies? I'm wondering if this would be a good place to send Pennon. He's not magically inclined, but he does need. I feel like he needs some routine in his life.
my brother Biz is very good at whipping young lads who are wayward into shape.
I'm not a fan of
into shape.
corporal punishment.
No,
but
no,
yes.
no. It's more making them walk through the bog and follow orders and write their names many times on paper and just basically grinds all of the rebellion out of them.
And so Pennon Whitesparrow is condemned to be sent away to lizard school in the swamp.
Yay!
We said we'd punish him, and we have.
And we go on Thursday.
Also-
we go to the Temple of Light and inform the high priestess there of what became of Mira.
And what has become of Mira, aka Gloom? Well, that's a story for another time, but certainly she is never seen in Whitesparrow again. You have saved a child, and more importantly, you have tricked his uncle into paying full tuition to enroll him in a lizard magic school in the swamp.
Is this a state school?
There is no
Fully
financial
accredited.
aid.
No
available
scholarships
for-
available.
I just
Yeah,
like the.
it's
I want to know what the intramural
need-based
sports programs are
Pennon
like.
is going to be cleaning the outside of the skull
That's yeah.
fortress for days.
Days. Anything else you want to do in Whitesparrow?
I'd like to go and help clean up at the temple.
Yeah.
All right.
That's our Thursday,
So
right? We
there's-
check in at the temple.
There's a
clean-
montage of.
I do also
especially,
need to check in with the sheriff and reassure them that these people
Yeah.
were
Oh,
surprisingly.
right. We're going to
yeah.
tell the sheriff.
great,
Yes. Good.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
should I think we should lie and say that we killed Gloom and tell the sheriff.
There's a
no line.
complicated montage. There's the funeral
Gloom
for Ian.
vanished.
There's
Gloom
shaking
disappeared.
hands with the sheriff.
Yeah.
There's burying the bandits that you killed in a mass grave where you put bad guys outside of town. There's fixing up the statue in the Temple of Light, reconsecrating the temple, and telling the story over and over again in the pub
And
of how
then-
you all killed a master assassin.
Tony, might I suggest the last you see of our heroes? They are looking out at Whitesparrow, staring up at the giant hand coming out of the ground,
Oh, hands.
scratching their chins and wondering, what's the deal with the hand? They may never know.
For answers to questions such as that, tune into a future episode of Total Party Kill. We have concluded another adventure. All that's left is for me to thank our players for being here, for playing more Dungeons and Dragons with us. James Thompson, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for letting me spec my character in such a silly way that I could actually defeat the baddie at the end with the words out of my mouth.
How could I possibly have stopped you? Lisa Smizer, I can't believe we tricked you into this again.
I had a great time, and you guys are so patient with me. Thank you for playing with me.
Thanks for being here. Jason Snell, always a pleasure.
I'm happy to keep spreading the word about lizard sorcery.
Jess Pieter, a new voice on Total Party Kill. Thank you for joining us.
Of course, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for tolerating me.
Of course. Rosemary Orchard, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. It was a great amount of fun.
And last but not least, Dan, Little Tony Moran, thanks for helping out, keeping the stream and the mechanics running, and voicing our myriad NPCs.
I got a solid half an hour of Gloom material left. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Further
save it
adventures
for
of
the next
Gloom.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.